Over the past week, the situation in the Sumy region has deteriorated, and at a noticeably faster pace, according to Ukrainian military expert Olexander Kovalenko. It was officially announced that Ukrainian forces had driven the enemy out of the village of Bezsalovka. Notably, neither the general staff nor monitoring channels had previously confirmed the presence of Russian troops there, and for good reason. While our army was conducting certain operations in the Tyotkino area, Russian remotely operated vehicles attempted to move into the rear of our units along the right bank of the Volfa River. That maneuver ended in complete failure for the enemy, Kovalenko explained. In the area of strongest ROV presence north of Sumy, nothing is going according to plan for them. This zone is steadily shrinking. Konstantinovka and Alekseyevka have effectively turned gray, meaning the occupiers can't hold them. At the same time, up to a company of enemy troops has been pinned down in the Zoloterovsky reserve, he said. In the Unikivka area, the 76th Airborne Assault Division is faring poorly. They haven't been able to reach the southern outskirts of the village, with Pervomayskaya Street remaining their main defensive line for over 6 weeks. No improvement is visible, only the prospect of further decline. The push toward Verechino via Yablunivka and Vodolei by the 11th and 83rd Air Assault Brigades has been failing for 2 straight months. In the Novonikolaevka area, the situation for the ROV has also worsened, partly due to events around Alekseyevka. The attempted breakthrough to Sadki by the 106th Airborne Division and the 810th Marine Brigade was unsuccessful. The latter is in particularly dire shape, and without reinforcements, possibly from North Korea, it may soon be hard to call it a brigade at all. It's little wonder Alexander Lapin's metaphorical hat has been knocked off. Putin's so-called buffer zone is collapsing not just daily, but hourly. On the other hand, the appointment of Yevgeny Nikiforov as commander of the GV North could accelerate mass infantry assaults in Sumy Oblast. This colonel general is notorious for his disregard for losses. Nikiforov is unlikely to employ innovative tactics to slow the ongoing collapse in Sumy. His approach will almost certainly be to flood the area with sheer numbers of troops, the expert concluded. In the Pokrovsk sector, the situation remains extremely tense due to the constant attempts of Russian occupation forces to push forward by deploying large numbers of troops. However, Junior Lieutenant and Chief of Staff of the 4th Operational Battalion, Force of Freedom, of the Ukrainian Army's Frontier Brigade, Mykola Ritsenko, told Channel 24 that there is no sign of any large-scale breakthrough by the enemy. According to him, Russian units are advancing but often find themselves cut off from support. Their command leaves them without communications, water, or ammunition resupply. In some cases, this has allowed them to push deeper into Ukrainian positions, but without any real strategic benefit. They can't hold their gains, they're simply isolated, Ritsenko stressed. The invaders are only nearing the Kramatorsk-Dobropilya road without shifting the overall front line. In certain areas, enemy sabotage and reconnaissance groups, SRGs, have managed to infiltrate, but this is not unique to Pokrovsk. Similar attempts are happening along the entire front. The information war is also ongoing. Russia is trying to create the illusion of success. Many people think they covered 10 kilometers in a day, but that's simply not true. Their SRGs inside our formations haven't broken through, haven't taken positions, and have achieved nothing, Ritsenko explained. Over time, these SRGs will be hunted down and eliminated by Ukrainian forces, leaving no visible gains for Russia on the map. The Russian command is throwing in manpower without restraint to achieve its goal, seizing Pokrovsk by September 1st. In pursuit of this, they are resorting to every possible tactic, including using drones to drop propaganda leaflets urging locals to reveal Ukrainian positions. Deputy Commander of Ukraine's Typhoon Special Forces Unit, Pavlo Hvozdenko, told Channel 24 that the occupiers are using both small assault groups and disinformation to inch forward. According to him, the enemy often advances in small numbers, sometimes even solo fighters, making it harder to track and counter them. They seize isolated positions first, then bring in reinforcements. This approach, though costly in lives, allows the Russians to make incremental gains. To mislead their own troops, commanders tell them they're moving into areas already cleared by assault units. Mostly, these fighters are killed during such operations, but if even one unit manages to hold, it creates a propaganda image of progress, which the Russian side portrays as a major victory, Hvozdenko noted. Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service has claimed that Ukrainian forces are preparing sabotage operations targeting the Russian tanker fleet in open waters. While the primary concern reportedly lies in the Baltic Sea, Russian officials say fears are also rising in the Black Sea. According to the agency, on August 7, 3 unmanned boats were detected along the route of the Russian-flagged oil tanker Anna as it sailed toward the Bosphorus Strait from Krasnodar Krai. By the end of the day, the vessels had moved northeast from the Kuban coastline and were positioned about 250 kilometers southwest of Sevastopol, reportedly in a waiting area, with their satellite antennas switched off. Russian media outlets alleged that the pattern of movement suggested Ukrainian naval drones were monitoring shipping routes of Russian merchant and cargo vessels passing through the Bosphorus. The group allegedly included naval drones equipped with anti-tank guided missiles, FPV systems, and one kamikaze-type drone fitted with an enhanced warhead. It is possible that the Ukrainian armed forces, with the involvement of British intelligence, are preparing to use these naval drones against Russian oil tankers as part of a plan to later accuse Russia of causing an environmental disaster in the Black Sea, Russian media claimed. They also asserted, citing unnamed sources close to the office of the head of the Kyiv regime, that Ukrainian intelligence is currently focused on operations aimed at disrupting an anticipated meeting between the presidents of Russia and the United States in Alaska. The claims come against the backdrop of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, which has triggered some of the most significant shifts in military doctrine since the advent of air power and nuclear weapons in the 20th century. For more than 3 years, both countries have been locked in a daily race to innovate, with unmanned systems increasingly dominating the battlefield. This drone war is now being fought not only on Ukrainian soil, but also deep inside Russia and at sea. Despite Russia's larger resource base, Ukraine's tech industry and agile startup culture have allowed Kyiv to mount a formidable challenge. Recently, Ukrainian Defense Intelligence Chief Kyrylo Budanov unveiled the Magura 5th-7 unmanned marine vehicle, built domestically and armed with 2 anti-aircraft missiles. Designed for extended operations at sea, the Magura V7 is reportedly capable of hunting Russian aircraft for days at a time. According to Ukrainian officials, the platform has already proven its combat value, allegedly downing 2 Russian Su-30 fighter jets over the Black Sea in early May. Budanov hailed the strike as an historic moment, saying it was likely the first time in history that military jets had been destroyed by unmanned naval platforms.